Have you ever stopped to think about what happens when an animal gets sick out in the wild? I mean, they can't exactly call up a doctor or pop down to the pharmacy. Or can they? Well, the answer is so much cooler than you might imagine, and it's making us rethink everything we thought we knew about the animal kingdom. It's a question you might ask as a kid, right? And for a long time, we just assumed they tough it out. But what if I told you that's not even close to the full picture? That's right. They don't just put up with being sick or hurt, they actively treat themselves. They seem to figure out what's wrong, find the right medicine in the world around them, and use it in ways that we're only just now starting to fully appreciate. And of course, there's a super cool scientific name for this, zoopharmacognosy. If you break it down, it's zoo for animal, pharma for drug, and gnosy for knowing. So it's literally the study of animal drug knowing. It's the science of how animals use nature's pharmacy. So let's start with the most obvious kind of healing, using the environment like a first aid kit. We're talking about animals applying remedies on the outside, kind of like we would with a bandage or some ointment. And get this, in a really recent and groundbreaking observation, a Sumatran orangutan named Raucus got a nasty gash on his face. Researchers watched, amazed, as he went and found a specific type of plant, one known to have anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties. He chewed up the leaves to make a paste and then carefully, meticulously, dabbed it right onto his wound. Then he covered the whole thing with the leftover pulp. He literally made himself a living bandage. And this isn't just something primates do. Over in the Red Sea, scientists have been watching dolphins do something just as mind-blowing. And this quote from the study really paints a picture. They're not just bumping into stuff randomly. No, they are lining up, patiently waiting their turn for something. So what are they waiting for? Well, they're taking turns rubbing their skin against very specific things, like Gorgonian corals, leather corals, and certain sponges. And when scientists took samples and analyzed them, they found these things are loaded with what we call bioactive compounds, basically powerful natural medicines. The dolphins are giving themselves a full-body treatment of antibacterial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory goo. It's like a full-service underwater skin spa. Think about it like this. The coral reef is literally their pharmacy. It's got stuff that fights bacteria, just like our antibiotics. It's got things for skincare, just like our creams and lotions. And maybe the most amazing part, it seems to be learned behavior. The young dolphins watch the older ones and learn which corals to use and how to do it. It's culture. Okay, so using plants and corals as medicine is one thing. But what if you could just regrow a whole new body part? Some animals take healing to a completely different level. They don't just patch things up, they rebuild from scratch. Let's start with maybe one of the most extreme defenses in all of nature. Imagine being so freaked out that you literally throw up your own guts. That is exactly what a sea cucumber does. To get away from a predator, it violently shoots out its entire digestive system. Sounds like a final fatal move, right? Not even close. The act itself is wild, but the recovery is the truly miraculous part. In just 1 week, its insides start growing back, and by week 3, just 3 weeks, it has a brand new, fully functional gut and nervous system. It's just an incredible feat of biology. As amazing as the sea cucumber is, there's another creature that takes regeneration to a place that is honestly hard to believe. Let me introduce you to the axolotl, a salamander from Mexico that basically laughs in the face of biological rules. Seriously, its list of powers sounds like something out of a superhero comic. If it loses a leg, it grows a perfect new one back. Bone, muscle, nerves, the whole deal, and with zero scarring. Crush its spinal cord? It just repairs it. Damage its heart or lungs? It regenerates the tissue. And this is the one that really gets me. It can even regrow parts of its own brain. So the billion-dollar question is, how? How is any of this possible? Well, it's not magic, it's just biology we don't fully understand yet. But scientists are starting to crack the code, figuring out the signals and the chemical tools that make all this happen. At its core, it all comes down to communication. The body needs to get the message that it's been hurt, and then it needs very specific instructions on how to start and, just as importantly, how to stop the rebuilding process. It's all a cascade of signals. So for the axolotl, here's how it works. First, the injury happens. Immediately, its brain sends out a chemical messenger called neurotensin. Think of it like an emergency alert. That signal travels to the hypothalamus, which is like the body's main control center, and that triggers a release of growth hormones. Those hormones are the final command, telling the cells at the wound site, okay, time to rebuild.
And what about the dolphins and their underwater pharmacy? Well, the scientists didn't just watch them, they took samples. And what they found was astonishing. They identified at least 17 different active metabolites. These are the powerful, natural chemicals that are actually doing the healing work. So what's in their toolkit? You've got antibacterial compounds to fight off skin infections, you've got antioxidants to protect their cells from damage, and they're even absorbing hormone-like stuff to help keep their skin healthy. It's a complex cocktail of medicines they've figured out over generations.
So why does any of this matter to us, to humans? Well, beyond being just fascinating, studying these animal healers could be completely revolutionary. We're essentially looking at nature's answers to problems that have stumped human medicine for centuries.
When you put our abilities side by side, it's a pretty stark contrast. An axolotl gets perfect regeneration. We get scar tissue. They can rebuild organs. We can't. But here's the most mind-bending part. To regrow a limb, an axolotl uses massive, rapid cell growth, the very thing that in us is cancer. But for them, it never becomes cancer. They have a perfect off switch. And learning how that works could change everything. This is where the real potential lies. Those chemicals the dolphins use could lead to brand new antibiotics for us. The axolotl gives us a blueprint for how to heal without scars. It shows us what's truly possible with stem cells, and it might just give us the map for how to wake up our own body's dormant healing powers.
Which leaves us with this incredible question. We share so much of our basic biology with these animals. By studying nature's hidden healers, we're not just looking at bizarre behaviors. We might just be finding the key to unlock a whole new future for human health, learning to heal ourselves from the true masters.